What is it that you do naturally without even thinking about it? What are the skills, qualities, gifts, talents? What are you good at, in other words? When we talk about talents, we tend to think of creative things, things that we've learned, you know, oh, can I play a musical instrument? Or, you know, we tend to think about what people are really talented in. But let's just wind it back a bit, because what Spirit is really illuminating now are the innate, natural qualities that you just are. So it's not something you've learned. It's definitely not something that you're used to focusing on either. It's not something that you really notice about yourself. In fact, by definition, these are the type of gifts, skills, qualities that we don't pay any attention to. In other words, we take them for granted. So what things are you good at that you take for granted? What things do you naturally just fall in with if it's necessary? What things do you naturally just help others with without even thinking about it? You could do it in your sleep. It may be something that people have said to you across your life at different times. You're really good at that. Or you just notice that you have this ability to just hold this particular quality or state of being. It's the things you take for granted. It's the things that you don't consider yourself to be good at. It's those areas where you've got this natural humility because not been focusing on it as a skill. It just is. Oh, I just naturally make other people feel safe. I'm naturally very good if people are suffering or traumatized. You know, I'm naturally very good in chaos. Naturally very kind. Whatever it is, this is the thing now. This is the focus. It's the area. It's the space that's being illuminated. Because they're in those spaces within you, and we all have these things, these areas where we are uniquely in our flow. We're uniquely present in that space. We're just good at it. It's just natural for us to give this thing, to be this thing, to do this thing. It's natural. It's easy. It requires no thought. So what is that for you? That's where your magic is. That's where your divine creative flow is. That's where your medicine, your soul frequency naturally comes into a space of reciprocity, because your soul frequency, it finds that use, it finds that match. It's like, there, it's needed, and it just flows. No effort. Them's your gifts. That's your gifts. It's your frequency band. It's the bandwidth in which we will serve in this new earth, when we are fully matched, aligned with the quality of our divine uniqueness and individuality, where that divine expression is needed, it's used, it's felt, it's received, it's reciprocated, people appreciate it, they see it. That's where it's at. But what we've got to do, 444, to come to a space of this matching, in other words, alignment. A lot of us are thinking, feeling, expanding into alignment of who I be. alignment of my true self, alignment of true earth, new earth, next steps, realigning to meet that version of life. But actually, in many ways, the frequency of it is already available. It's already in our field. It's already who we be in many ways. It's our concept of ourself, our identity, that has to line up. And it's so much more simple than what we've been thinking. And as a result, it will look so much different because it's in simplicity. It's a world where we're just naturally able to flow with what we're good at and who we be innately, with no thought, no effort. And it's just needed, and it's there, and it's received, and we receive back. But what's really being asked is that we drop into, to experience that, we've got to drop into the full receivership of self. In other words, the full knowing of who and what we truly are, the full capacity to own, receive in humility and gratitude the magnitude of that frequency of who we already be. The wonder, the awe, the knowingness of the power of those very simple gifts. Kindness, right? What has kindness been taken for in this world? Weakness. In the old paradigm, kindness has been taken for weakness, but yet it's a fucking superpower. Not everyone is truly kind. When you meet a truly kind person, you feel it in every fibre of your being. And it's the type of quality in a person that can fucking change someone's life. Through the expression of it, it can light somebody's life. It can change their day, change their perception, change their reality, restore their faith in human nature. It's that powerful. Tenderness, when received to and from the heart, at a moment where a human being has lost their will to live, kindness and tenderness can restore life. That's how powerful it is. But the dark forces trying to convince people that it's weakness. Interesting. Not anymore and not any longer. But the thing is, we've got to own the power of these divine qualities and frequencies through ourselves. If someone comes at me now like my kindness is a weakness, I'm fucking savage. I will burn you down. Not in any... There's no aggression, there's no violence. This is the power of the divine mirror. I will shine a light back to expose the falsity of that assumption. I will mirror back to said person, to said frequency, exactly where their error in thought is. And through that mirror, the light of the truth, the consciousness of truth is light. And through that angle of consciousness, that burns away, burns down that false assumption of weakness. It burns through, cuts through like a laser of truth, the error in thought that there's weakness there. And I do it with such a clarity and a strength that there's no space for anything else, right? So when the reason that I do that is because I'm so firmly anchored in the fact that my kindness is a strength. It's a superpower. It's divine. When you're fully anchored in who and what you are, and you really respect yourself, and you really respect the power that your frequency has in this world, and the power that it has to change the world, you won't have no one messing around with you. You won't have no one scorning you, putting you down, scoffing at you, misunderstanding, taking that old energy and projecting it onto you, like I've had it projected onto me my whole life. That ain't fucking happening here anymore. And anyone out there, you may be able to resonate. When you reach the point of your embodiment, when you reach the point where your consciousness is fully embodied in this now moment, in this body, and what that means is you're fully, completely and totally in awareness, comprehension and understanding of who and what you are, and that you won't have anybody, you respect yourself and that energy which is God given. You're a conduit for spirit, for source. No one messes with the divine. No one messes with God. So it's almost insulting to have this old projection pinged back. It's not their fault. It's not about blame. It's not about finger pointing, judgment, blame. When, oh, you got something wrong. It's simply about shining that light of truth so it can no longer happen. It takes courage, actually, 1111, and that's why a lot of people are still stuck in the people-pleasing, nicey, because they're too afraid to stand up for themselves. A lot of you may be noticing these shifts and changes in the world and feeling absolutely done with being projected on, absolutely done with people taking your kindness for a weakness, absolutely done with being a fucking doormat, but you're not quite sure how to change it. The change is in the second that you value yourself so much that you're just fucking not available for it anymore. And the second someone says same old comment to you, the same old projection, the same old pinging straight back at you with some type of scorn, put down, or like this, yeah, that you've probably put up with your whole fucking life. When are you going to stand up and reflect straight back at them the fact that you don't tolerate that anymore, and actually they are the one in an error in thought, they are the one with weakness because they know not themselves? That's not a judgment. To turn a mirror back and reflect that onto somebody is not a judgment. So the second you stop worrying about how people perceive you is the second everything fucking changes. Nice won't get you anywhere. It's a construct, a people-pleasing construct that's been put in place to keep you small. So, ownership of the divine qualities which you've always had through you as you. What are you naturally good at? What space do you naturally hold with no effort for others? No effort required at all. It's part of your innate frequency. You take it for granted. There need be no searching for purpose. Once we fully anchor into what spirit has already gifted you, it's already present, it's already there. You're just not appreciating it. You're not owning it. You're not owning it as the valuable treasure. It's innately beautiful, creative as this rose. Look at the intricacy, the perfection, the beauty. Because that's what you are. Uniquely and divinely perfect and beautiful. The rose doesn't try to be what it isn't. It's just radiant in what it is. Thorns and petals, right? So when you identify and really own and expand the divine innate frequency that you've already been given, it's already part of who you are, but you've been hiding the import of it, the value of it, away under something, as if it's not important, as if it has no impact. it's being flipped around what is valuable in this world, and we're no longer operating under a patriarchal structure of your value coming from something external, your value coming from what you do in this world. It's actually who you be. But no one's going to come along and give you a little award and say, oh, I've seen all your beautiful qualities inside and I'd love to help you with that. Well, they might do. It comes from you recognizing the truth of who and what you are, you scooping that from within yourself and placing yourself on a pedestal, you realizing that your kindness, your empathy is your super consciousness and is more valuable than anything, than any status, than any job. That is your spiritual wealth. If you don't own that for yourself, if you don't appreciate the value of that, if you don't respect the value of that and protect it accordingly, and stop leaking it out to every mofo who doesn't give a fuck about you and doesn't give a fuck about your value either. Take. This world, this paradigm, the patriarchy, takers. They've been taken from the feminine. They've been taken from this earth, taking whatever they want. Do you know my virginity was just taken? Many of you may resonate with that. Was there ever a discussion? Was there is this what you really want? Your precious jewel, who you are, who you be. How many of you have just had your body just taken? The same way as they take the resources from this earth. The same way as people just dip in and out of your life and just take your wisdom whenever they feel like, or your money, or some part of your resources, and then just fuck off and don't give you anything in return. You don't even really feel appreciated. Just dip in and out when it suits them. Take the bits they want and then fuck off. No. It's all coming to an end, and that's the divine restoration. This is the divine fucking justice. It's the judgment, the karmic judgment that is happening. The restoration. And really, it's not about us transforming ourselves anymore. We're naturally transforming, and we're on this sacred earth. It's Gaia's ascension, and we are her children. We're part of her body. It's happening naturally anyway. We don't need to, at this stage, transform anything else anymore. What we need is to unearth these parts of ourselves which are already there, because they're who we are. They're built into us. It's the template, the organic template that already exists within us, but it needs us to see it. We've got to see ourselves differently. We've got to recognize ourselves as divine. We've got to recognize our qualities as innately, God-givenly, super consciously powerful, and start to stand for that. Gatekeep for ourselves, gatekeep for our heart, gatekeep for every bit that you've leaked out to everybody else and that everyone else take from you. We've got to stop letting everybody take from us. Because all the time you're letting everybody just take what they want from you. You're sending a message out to the universe that you have no value for yourself, for your heart, for your innate energy, for your capacity to love, for all the little nuances of your beautiful consciousness that is so sensitive and fine that it can sense anything. A little change in the field. You know when someone's sad, you know when they're happy, you know what they need before they've spoken. You know how to hold space for the darkest things, because it doesn't faze you, because that's what your soul's here for. All of these little things, all of these virtues that you naturally embody, start to recognize, acknowledge, unearth them from the scrap heap that you've left them in because you didn't think they're any. You've been taught that they have no value. Everything that you've been taught is a lie. Bring back the heart consciousness. Bring back the consciousness of the rose, of the divine medicine of the Great Mother. The purity of love, of what is. Of loving kindness for self first. And put all of your beautiful divine sensitivities and qualities on a pedestal where they belong. And adore them. Adore yourself. Adore your body. Adore your heart. Atone for everything that you've put yourself through in this life. Everywhere that we need to forgive ourselves. Everywhere that we've leaked our power out through an error in thought. It's time to repent for that within. And it isn't a punisher repenting. It's not, oh my God, I'm a terrible person. It's just an acknowledgement, an acceptance, a witnessing, a deep honouring, and then a calling back. Call back your power. Call back your consciousness. Call back all pieces and parts. Forgive yourself for where you weren't so conscious, and understand that all of humanity has been under this spell, under this program of unwittingly consenting to giving it all away. Like, can we really consent if we don't know what we're consenting to? That's abuse. We've all been abused. We've all been MK Ultra'd. So it's time to forgive, but to unequivocally end. I'm not available for that anymore. State it out loud. Put it in motion with your word. Watch how you mind, how you speak to yourself. Mind how you spell over your life, what words you use, that you are kind to yourself, that you're bringing that internal divine frequency of loving kindness, acceptance, compassion, tenderness to self first, to your beautiful vessel first. Your cup must be overflowing to serve others. It's a complete fallacy and distortion, this service to others all the time. So we're here to serve others, yes, but not in a depleted way, not from a leaky vessel, not from a consciousness that has no consciousness of its own value. No, that's being siphoned. Complete distortion. Know thyself, fill your cup, and start to identify these sacred divine frequencies that are innately you, what you're innately good at, that you've never really valued and you've taken for granted, and you just think it's just, oh well, you know, yeah, I'm good at that, but so whatever that is for you, that's your new earth gold, that's your spiritual wealth, that's your beauty that's pulsing through your body. It's what you're good at, it's what this world needs, it's where your purpose will come from in the new earth. And the how is not our job. Doesn't matter how. When we embody those qualities and value them and stand for them in this world, everything else will fall into line, and the world is starting to reorganize around all of us to provide us with opportunities, projects, collaborations, connections, resources, the opportunity for us to share these divine qualities and frequencies in sacred reciprocity with others that do appreciate that, do genuinely see us and match us. So whatever those things are for you, whatever it is you take for granted about yourself, the message today is to exalt that because it's divine, to appreciate those aspects of yourself, not from ego and pride, but from reverence and humility, knowing they are qualities of the divine, and that's what your soul has come here to embody and share in this earth, on this earth, in this earth realm, in the new earth. I'm sending you so much love. May you see yourself as the divine sees you. May you see yourself through the eyes of loving, deepest loving kindness and acceptance, respect, tenderness, and the value thereof as priceless, because you are priceless. Your spiritual wealth is what is begging, bursting to birth in this world, not just for others, but for you to experience the most fulfilling, satisfying and beautiful life journey where we all get to share the beauty, creativity and abundance of the great mystery together and work for the greatest good of all, the harmlessness and protection of the children. Aho. Until next time.